Hey guys, Starry Cosmic here with the first episode of what are we calling the show again?
I thought we were gonna call it Those Fake Gamers. I don't know
That
if you
one.
like that.
That's the name. Yeah, let's call it that. Those
All
fake
right, that's the
gamers.
name now.
Okay. That's the name of the show and it's the
Forever.
first episode of that.
Okay. Yes.
So we got some topics to cover which I can't see anymore.
Oh no. Well, I can tell you what they are.
No, I have my list in front of me. It's
All right,
okay.
good. It's a very professional podcast. I guess video podcast. I don't know what this is. A video show.
News show.
I used to host a podcast, so anytime I'm sitting in front of a microphone, my brain automatically goes, "This is a podcast," even though it is not.
Yeah. No, it's not. There's a camera on your face.
Yeah. Well, you say I have a face for podcasting, so
Oh
maybe
no,
this
that's
isn't the best
horrible. Don't say
Gonna
that.
start it off with a self-deprecating joke, and we're on a roll. We're doing this.
No.
I'm Brian, by the way. You've seen me play League of Legends, and eventually you'll see me play Power Rangers.
Yeah. And he has that channel called The Last of the Good Ones.
I do. We're a sketch comedy group. We make sketches occasionally. We play video games over on twitch.tv/Last of the Good Ones occasionally. And occasionally things are good.
Just not today.
Not today. We were going to try to stream this, but it didn't work out. Now we're just recording it.
What is audio syncing?
Yeah. But you know what? Our audio will sound a lot better this way. So in the end, it will make a better product. And I'm sure the people watching this video are like, I don't care. Just talk about the topics that are on the screen.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to start with the Switch, right?
Yeah, Nintendo Switch, it got released.
Yeah, not everyone got their orders when they were supposed to get them.
Oh my god. Go on with that. People didn't get
Okay.
their orders.
Okay, so I guess what happened is obviously they first realized it on the East Coast because they were the first ones
Right.
that it was like midnight. So what happened was this was only an issue through Amazon, and it got to the point where it was like, oh, your package is in transit, and everyone who pre-ordered a Switch was supposed to have their Switch by 8 o'clock that night. So it was like, it's in transit, it's going to be at your house by 8 o'clock at the latest, because that's when, they stop shipping, and they just didn't show
I just
up.
never got it.
Yeah, even though they said they were in transit. Like, you know how you can, like, do the tracking and stuff?
So
In
did they get it
transit.
at all, or it just never came, and they're never getting a
It's-
Switch?
I don't know. It's really, hold on, let me pull up.
Because I've definitely had this happen with other things that weren't as important to me as video game consoles. So it's like, oh, it says it's coming, but it's not here. I guess I'll just wait a day
Well-
for the CD or whatever. But if it
Well,
was a
that's the
Switch, I'd be
thing.
so mad.
Yeah, that's the thing. And usually even, like, when it says it's in transit that day, usually it's, not an issue. And you would think where it's such a specific, like, launch day that it would be all set.
Right.
Yeah, so it didn't happen to a ton of people. Amazon hasn't really contacted anyone or had any sort of, like, successful
They're just gonna ignore
feedback
it.
to the people who didn't get it. Pretty much. They're ignoring it. And the other thing is, apparently they briefly sold more Switch units. Like today, they sold more to Prime members today, or not today, on the day it came
On
out.
the day it came out.
So
you
yeah,
think
so
there's,
while
like,
they
a
were
grand
having these issues,
conspiracy, potentially.
yeah,
Or maybe they just, not a conspiracy, but maybe they just favored the people who pay into their thing.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, probably my guess is that it's an issue with the shipping company. I'm gonna tell you right now, they all suck.
Oh,
Don't
jeez.
trust.
Right, shots.
They're all very bad at communicating with each other. And I mean, I work with shipping companies for a living, so it's just
Right.
very not good communication. Like, it's I've been working there for almost a year now, and they still haven't figured out what time they're supposed to pick up on Saturdays, even though we tell them constantly. So it's just like, it's just a total
disaster. Sounds like a disaster.
Yeah, it was a disaster.
I've had companies be like, we tried to deliver the package, but you weren't home. And it's like, what do you think I'm doing? Of course I was home. I don't have anywhere else to be.
Yeah,
I was waiting for my package. And they were just like, yeah, we tried. Sorry.
Yeah, that is an issue with the drivers. There are a lot of drivers who literally just don't care.
They just whip by. Like,
yeah, no, I had a customer come... Yeah, I had a customer come in who, the driver came, like, they didn't even go up to the door, they didn't knock or anything. They got, like, and then they pulled away from the house. Mm-hmm. I don't know exactly what happened, but they were pulling away from this house. This woman was pregnant, and she started chasing the truck down the street.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and the customer...
She really wanted her Switch, apparently.
She wanted her package. It's just, it's like shit like that. There's a lot of drivers who really just don't want to try.
Interesting. Well, so are there any official numbers on how many units have sold for the Twitch yet?
Not that I've seen.
Not yet. It's not out yet. I feel just from what like I've heard, and maybe it's just the people that I'm like watching on YouTube and like following on Twitter, but I feel like a lot of people bought the Switch, so it must be successful. But I haven't heard like numbers yet.
I haven't heard numbers yet either. I do know that there have been a bunch of scalpers who've been posting their eBay listings online. And, like, they have these, like, mountains of Switches right now. I'm just like, first of all, never buy anything from a scalper. I don't care how limited edition it is.
Right.
If it's in a scalper's hands, don't fucking do it. Because you're encouraging them to buy more. And eventually, if no one is buying their stock... they'll just lower the price because they're gonna have to if they want to get rid of it to make their money back, you know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's hard. I mean, because people just want it so bad. But I could never imagine like people get like a $500 console and then they'll scalp it for like $1,500. It's like, who's the person buying this?
Well, that's the thing, and like I think first of all, the Switch is not that expensive of a console if you live in America. I want to make that clear. If you live in the United States, more specifically, the only place I've heard really complain about the price is Canada. But everything is expensive in Canada. Like, I can get a $10 book in America that costs $13 in Canada.
Right.
So,
it's the politeness tax.
Huh?
Yeah, it's the politeness tax. The companies just charge whatever, and Canada's like, it's fine.
I don't really get why the Canadian dollar is worth so much less. I know that like the American dollar was down enough at one point that like their money was worth more than ours for like a day, and then it just went back up.
Then we were like, nope, America, our money needs to be worth more than everyone, even though it's definitely I don't know anything about economics. I'm just here to talk about video games.
Yeah. So another thing that they found out is, before the Switch came out, they sent out, you know, some, like, prototypes to companies who make, like, items for, you know, the Switch and stuff. Mm-hmm. And, the companies that make, like, the skins that, you know, you can, like, stick on top.
Yeah.
Don't use them because they will destroy the finish on the Switch, on the Joy controllers. It will destroy it. Like, I'll put in a couple pictures somewhere in this video where you can see it just completely destroys the finish, and it's awful and it sucks because that means you can't personalize it and it's gonna hurt a lot of people. Like, people don't make like millions off it, but I mean, it's one of those like cool things that when you can have a cool custom, you know, look like that. But
yeah, no, I remember when I had my Xbox 360 and it was more prominently displayed than either of my consoles now. They're kind of tucked away. I would, you know, put stickers or like get face plates for it, you know, because you wanted to have like an individuality for your console. So I understand, but none of those ruined my console. So I feel bad for the people who've had theirs ruined. That sucks.
Well, that was the thing. It doesn't seem like anyone's done it yet because the prototype people, they actually warned people when they were doing the testing for the stickers. So like the day it came out, they're like, guys, don't buy stickers. It was like it blew up on Reddit. You know, they made a whole Reddit post like, don't do it, don't do it. Which I think is cool because they could have said nothing and just let people destroy their consoles.
That's the American way.
Pretty much.
Just don't say anything. And we'd be like, this destroyed it. And we said, listen, we never said it wouldn't destroy the finish. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, part of the reason why they did it is like they kind of came forward and they're like, we don't make millions and thousands of dollars off doing this. You know, we do this because they're in demand and, you know, people like them pretty much. So that's why we're telling you guys about this.
Right.
Which I thought was cool.
No, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Neither of us have the Switch yet, so we're just like longingly looking at other people's videos and stuff. It's like maybe one day.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, it's literally what Nintendo like said they would put out. There's no I've seen no unexpected glitches. You know, the store works really well. The only real complaint I've seen is that there is like obviously there's so many limited games, but we already knew that. In addition to already knowing that, you can, if there aren't like a ton of games released in the U.S. shop or whatever country shop in, you can buy whatever games are released in other countries' stores, like in the cool. Online shop. So they weren't kidding about lifting that region lock, which I think is awesome. Sick. As long as you don't mind the game being in Japanese.
That's true. So if you speak fluent Japanese, this is the bomb for you right now. You're like, holy shit, I'm so excited. I can play all these games that I couldn't normally play. Although my brother got Dark Souls 3 early through a glitch in Xbox's system where he could buy it in Japanese, and he was like, the story doesn't matter anyways for this game, so I'm just gonna buy it in Japanese and wait until it comes out to actually understand the story at all.
Oh, that's actually true. Well, yeah. So with the games that, like, if you already know it, or, like, the story obviously doesn't matter, like Dark Souls, I guess that would be a cool feature to get it early. I don't know. Yeah.
I can't wait till one day. Yeah, I can't wait till one day where there's just no, like, region exclusivity for time or anything. When it's just the English version, the Japanese version, any other version just releases at the same exact time. That would be the best.
It would be. Unfortunately, yeah, it's just, like, for the English versions, they usually have to translate it, so they don't feel like making the Japanese people wait, like, for
that's fair. That's fair.
The only
like
game...
the JRPGs and stuff, that's what you're talking about?
Huh?
Like games like JRPGs, that type of stuff, that's more what you're talking about, or...
Yeah, but I mean, like, in general, like, if a game is mainly developed in Japan, like, for example, Persona, the Persona series, I think it's already out in Japan, but they haven't finished translating it, so that's not it in America yet. Some of the Pokemon games have released a little bit earlier, things like that. I know lately they've made it so that the Pokemon games release in other countries about the same time to help avoid spoilers.
Right.
But other than that, like, there's usually, if the game is based out of Japan, it's going to be in Japan first. There's just, they don't want to make people wait because it's not like it's not finished. It's just, it needs to be translated.
Right. So I think people were a little upset about the friend codes. They didn't want those. They thought they weren't going to have friend codes. But I think once the application comes out, because it's not out yet, right? Where they're running the online service through an app.
I know that the store came out. I'm pretty sure the Nintendo eShop came out on release date. I don't know. I didn't see anything about if the application was out yet. I just assumed it would be coming out with the game console release. Yeah, because that would make sense.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like we said, neither of us have the Switch yet, so we're not 100% on certain things. But I think one of the reasons maybe they included the friend code is because they're going to have a Wii and a Wii U virtual console eventually, and maybe that'll be the only way where you can, like, play those games online because those were made with the friend codes in mind, as opposed to like a gamer tag or what they're trying to do with this new generation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming at like the gamer code will still be a part, like so you can put in the gamer code so you can find your person faster or something like that. I don't know. I'm not quite sure.
Right.
Again,
I don't even know mine on my 3DS, like off the top of my head. So
Yeah, I don't-
like most of the time people don't even ask me, you know.
You have a 3DS?
Oh yeah, I got hold on. Got it right here.
I'll have to give you my friend code after the show.
Yeah, I got the special edition when Red and Blue got re-released. I have the one with
Oh,
the
that's
Charizard
cool. Oh,
faceplate. Yeah, I love it. And I got to play Sun. Well, yeah, I had Pokemon Sun, so I got to play that on it as well. And then I have like Sapphire, and the 2 Red, Blue. So it's pretty much my designated Pokemon machine. That's quite all right with me, because that's my favorite game franchise probably out of all the games in the world.
oh man.
Yeah.
I think it was like it was like the day before release or something like that. They announced 17 new games that are going to be on the console, including
Nice.
Shovel Knight, The Escapist 2, and Stardew Valley, and a bunch of other names that I don't recognize.
So a lot of like independent games.
Yeah,
Looks like,
mostly,
yeah.
independent, like nothing too intense, really small titles and RPG titles and stuff like that.
I like it. That's definitely good, because, like you said, people are complaining about the games. But then again, I mean, for a launch for a console, it's never that great with games, you know?
Well, there's always gonna be some sort of issue. I mean, and something that actually surprised me. I was looking at footage comparison for the Switch for Breath of Wild.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The picture is only like, it's crisper. It's definitely a little bit crisper, but it's not like, oh, this is so amazingly different.
This is for the Wii
It's-
U version and the Switch version.
Yeah, like comparing the graphics, like it's the images are definitely crisper on the Switch and stuff, and like the colors are a lot more intense. Like, well, not intense, but they're more visually appealing. But other than that, there's very, very little difference in the overall graphics, which I think is to be expected with Nintendo. Nintendo's never going to have
They're not going to be running Unreal Engine 4 on there.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't have to, because that's not what they're about, you know?
Right. Well, that's the thing I've always liked about them. They've always just kind of been really chilled, or more about the experience of playing, over the graphics. Because the graphics are nice, but they only get you so far. Like, if your
Yeah.
game sucks, no one cares. Oh, I actually found a list of the current launch titles that are on the game right now.
Okay. Let me hear it.
Okay, so for ours, it's obviously the 1-2 Switch. Just Dance 2017, because
Hell
everyone
yeah.
wants that.
Console seller right there.
Breath of Wild, Skylander Imaginators, Super Bomberman R, which I think is that the fighting one?
No, Bomberman's like a puzzle game, like a multiplayer puzzle game.
Oh, okay.
Unless
And
this one is a
then-
fighting game, then you're right.
I don't know. Then I Am Setsuna, which I'm pretty sure is a JRPG, which
It sounds
Yeah.
like it.
it's a
With
very
that name, it sounds like it is.
Yeah, it looks good. I've seen clips of what's her name playing it, Dodger from Press Start to Continue. I haven't watched her playthrough, but it looks really cute. Little Inferno, I have no idea what that is. Human Resource Machine, I have no idea what that is.
Oh, wow, okay.
World of Goo. No idea what that is.
Okay.
Snipper Clippers. I have no idea what that is.
These are definitely indie games that got ported over, I bet.
Probably. They're the last three are by the Tomorrow Corporation, so I have no idea. Yeah. And then after that, it's 2 Shovel Knights. It's 2 different Shovel Knight games. Yeah. And then
people love that game, so get on Switch for having it at launch.
So, and then in Japan, it looks like the only thing that's like drastically different that I could see people being like, oh, I wish that was on our game, is Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2. These other titles I don't recognize at all. Mm-hmm. It's like Romance of the Three Kingdoms and Nobunaga's Ambition, Sphere of Influence. I have no idea what those are.
Yeah, no, I have no idea either. Japan, your games, man, I don't know. Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I know people can connect to the internet. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I can't see anything on this, whether or not, whether or not that information is out yet. There's a comparison chart, though.
That's right. I think we're good, because the real thing we need to talk about for launch is Breath of the Wild. Apparently, is one of the, not only like one of the best launch games ever, not only one of the best Legend of Zelda games ever, but just one of the best games ever. Period. End of sentence. People are losing their shit over this game.
I heard it tastes terrible.
That too. Jesus. Why are people doing that? Why are you doing that?
Because what happened was Nintendo came out and was like, so, a lot of people are worried about the small size and having, children. So to prevent them from eating and swallowing the cartridges, we're going to make them all taste terrible. And people were like, oh, they taste terrible, huh? Let me put this in my mouth and find out.
Honestly, on Nintendo's smart, I appreciate that. Because, kids are pretty dumb. And they're going to put shit in their mouth. For all the people putting it in their mouth, what are you doing? Your parents raised you better. Come on.
I mean, yeah. Well, I kind of want to taste it too.
Maggie, come on. So you can see that on Starry Cosmic's YouTube channel. When she gets the Switch, the first thing she's going to do is taste Legend of Zelda.
Yep. You gotta taste the Breath of the Wild.
Right. Gotta get the breath on your breath. So what I was thinking, I never really considered, it's a portable console, but I didn't consider that there's going to be like mini cartridges. That's kind of cool, because it's going to be like on a screen, but also, the cartridge is small and you can have it portable. Must be pretty powerful stuff.
Well, yeah, someone was comparing it to the 3DS, and it's actually smaller than the 3DS cartridges.
Crazy. That's crazy.
It blows my mind how crazy that is. And everyone, a lot of people were like, oh, it's such a waste of a box. And I'm like, not really. I mean, it makes sense that it would be so small. I guess I get why the boxes aren't that big, or are that big. I mean, I don't know. It makes sense to me because you have to remember they are trying to sell these along PlayStation boxes. Yeah. So they probably, they want you to keep in mind that it's also a stay-at-home console. Yeah, it's an actual, console. It's not just your 3DS. It's the one.
No, I get that. They need to have the appearance. And maybe later they can make it a little smaller if people are complaining enough about the wasted plastic.
Even the art is really pretty to look at on the inside of the box, so I'm okay.
Oh. I predict in 15 years all the games are just going to be digital anyways, so it won't be a problem.
I kind of don't think that's ever going to be the case, and here's why.
No?
Here's why.
Okay.
Because memory space. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
I can download, it's sort of like with my 3DS, I can really only have one game installed at the time because that's how big my memory card is. Could I get a bigger one? Yes, but at this point I didn't even I mean I have a 16 gig one, and anything that's gonna be big, you have to buy separately, and you have to spend a lot more money, which I don't think a lot of kids are gonna want to do.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, plus I always think it's going to be one of those things where you're going to be able to buy physical copies, because obviously this is going to change as, generations grow up, but there are still a lot of people who don't play video games, but their kids might wind up playing video games, and if that's the case, if their kid says, I want this for Christmas, the parent's not going to go on your 3DS and download it for you. They're either going to give you a gift card, or they're going to go to the store and be like, this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I mean, I think, because right now with my Xbox, that's my main console, I have 1.5 terabytes of space. So I'm able to keep a lot on it. And then internet is so fast that if there's another game I have, I can store it on the cloud and then just bring it back onto my console.
Yeah, but that's because you have the cloud there, right?
Right, yeah, it has cloud storage.
Yeah. And I mean, the other thing is, we aren't really at a point where you can get, internet everywhere. So, if I wanted to play, if I wanted to buy a new game and stuff, and I was staying somewhere where I didn't have internet, say I was in Florida visiting my grandparents, they don't have internet. They're old, and they have 1 gig of internet. I can't download a game on that.
Right.
So
that's fair. I will say there's something nice, when I bought Horizon, I wanted to actually have it physically. I wanted the box, I wanted to see what was in there. And so there's always going to be that type of thing for gamers to where they actually do want to hold certain games and be like, this is a tangible thing that I own, Right.
And I mean, it's sort of like how I don't really think books or radio are going to go out of style, It's something that's so cemented at this point in our culture. For example, I can get any digital book pretty much wherever and read it off my phone, but it doesn't really replace having that on my bookshelf.
True.
Sometimes you just like having nice things to look at.
Yeah, and as an English major, I'm a huge book nerd, so I always buy my books in physical. Never Kindle.
Yeah, I haven't got Kindle either. My mom has it, and to be honest, the only reason I think she wound up getting it was pretty much because she would go to the beach, and she'd get sand in her books and stuff, and it's something she can carry around and stuff. I mean, but she still has a bunch of books that she has at her house. Those aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, no, I get that. All right, so is there anything else we want to cover on the Switch before we move on?
I think that's pretty much it for the Switch right now, because we covered the stickers, we covered the Amazon, we covered Breath of the Wild, that people really like that game and how bad it tastes.
Right.
And we talked about the 17... Yeah, we talked... Okay, yep. So we can probably move on.
All right. Coming up next is Horizon Zero Dawn. We already mentioned it once. I brought out my copy of it, and then I tossed it over to the side, and now it's out of reach, so we'll be propless for this.
Oops.
But for this episode, we're actually going to cut away, and I had a discussion with a friend of ours. Well, more than a friend for you, and a friend to me.
Are you trying to say something, Brian?
Yeah, okay, so we talked with Maggie's boyfriend, XDL, about Horizon Zero Dawn, and we'll play that clip right now. Welcome. It's been about 25 minutes, but this is the beginning of the stream. My name is Brian Marr, and today I'm joined with a man who needs no introduction. I don't really know what that means, everyone could use an introduction, because nobody knows everybody, but XdL Gonzalez. On Twitch, you can find him at twitch.com/XdizzelGetsRizzel. Give it up, everybody. Yeah, there's no one here. How are you doing, X? That's how I'm just going to refer to you. Just as X.
X perfect. X works perfectly.
Okay.
I'm doing fantastic. How about you, Brian?
I'm doing very well. We're here to talk about Horizon Zero Dawn.
Ooh, that new game that just came out.
Yes, the new great game for the PlayStation 4 that made me dust off my PlayStation 4 because most of the time I'm either playing PC or Xbox. I don't know about you.
I'm not too crazy about the Xbox. Like PS4 is usually where I'm at.
Right. I got you. No, I love my PS4. I played Fallout on it, and now I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn. So it's kind of become like my RPG machine, or my open world RPG machine, because a lot of my friends are on Xbox and they don't have PS4, so they can't bother me while I'm playing.
I see. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, exactly. Because, people invite you to chats and stuff, and you're just like, ooh, I feel like I should because I don't want to be rude. Also, I just want to roam the wasteland. Or in this case, I guess a wasteland, but with a lot of nature.
Definitely a lot more nature than usual.
Right, and so, I guess, how long have you played it, and what are your first impressions of the game?
So I've been playing it roughly the last week or so. My impressions on it, fantastic game. I mean, I was worried that it was going to be like one of those cookie cutter survival, kind of like how Assassin's Creed did, like, it took you from like the city to just the wilderness.
Right.
And I was scared that it was going to be a lot of sneaking around and hiding, and then just like running from mission to mission. But there's a lot to do in between it that just really, shakes it up, and it's not boring. It's very, it really draws you in.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I can see why you would have thought that, because you're fighting giant robots. It's like, how is a person supposed to fight a giant robot? I certainly couldn't fight a giant robot, but Aloy's a badass. She's got us beat there.
Absolutely. Another, and it's really funny because you hear the name Aloy, and I can't get this out of the back of my head. Every time I hear someone say her name in the game, I'm just like, I want to hear someone just say Alloy because.
Oh my god, me too.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you keep saying Aloy. And like they were trying to say Alloy at some point.
It was like, oh god, we have this game. It's about metal dinosaurs. There's a lot of references to Metal World. We have a cool protagonist. What do we name her? And someone's like, I don't know. We've been working on this game for 4 years. Just Alloy. No, we can't name her Alloy. Aloy then. I don't care. We just need to get it out.
Yeah.
And they're like, Aloy, perfect. Sorry, Guerrilla Games. You made a great game. I don't want to poke fun. Didn't love the Killzone games, but really am enjoying this game.
Killzone was super. I only played the first one on the PS2.
Way back in the day.
Yeah, way back. That was like, I didn't have a PS2. My uncle did, and like one of the only games he had was Killzone, and he loved Killzone. But
Right.
I tried playing Killzone, and that game was like super difficult.
Yeah, it was hard. I remember before I had any online functionality, playing just a 1v1 with my friend in Killzone on PS2.
Oh my god.
Which is fun, but like after a while, it's like, want to play Halo?
Yeah, it's like, you want to just play something else?
Yeah.
Oh god, like, Brian's brother would because he wanted to play video games with me all the time, so we'd play Killzone because he didn't care. He was just like playing games with his older brother. He's like, I'm having a blast. Me, on the other hand, I'm sitting there like, I'm so sick of this game already.
And Killzone for the PS4 launch title, got it when I got my PS4. Decent, the online left something to be desired, but and at the time I was really just into playing online shooting games and nothing else. Like as broy a gaming experience as possible. So I was like, this isn't really scratching that itch I need. But this game, 10 hours in, I can say it's one of my favorite games. And like they say like 10 hours, like, oh, that's not that much comparatively. But I mean, like single player games like Resident Evil only took me 11 hours in total. So I feel like I haven't scratched the surface, but I do feel like I've put enough time in to say that this game's awesome. And I would suggest anyone who has a PS4 should go buy it.
Absolutely. I think this is one of those games that you should just like, you owe it to yourself to sit down and play through it.
Yeah.
Just because it has a lot to offer.
Absolutely. And the designs of the robots are so cool, very unique. The world itself, we've seen apocalyptic worlds before, but this one obviously has that twist of metal robots. And from the first time I saw an E3 trailer, I was like, this seems different. I really want to try it out, and it hasn't disappointed me at all.
Absolutely. And I mean, even in the environments, you see those relics of like past civilization, like from our time, and it's really cool. Just like imagine like how like it's so overgrown. Like as you traverse the landscape, you see little bits and pieces, like little nods to like things like railway tracks, destroyed buildings and such. And it's like, man, you try to imagine like where this all came from.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I think what really like struck me, there's statues at the beginning. You're like, oh, why are those standing? And then when you just like uncover smaller parts of the overall world, you're just so curious. And there's that ruin at the very beginning when you're playing as a little girl. Spoilers. Slight spoiler. It's literally the tutorial of the game.
Pretty much. Spoiler territory, people.
Right, but this is the very first thing you do. You fall into a ruin, and then you see like almost like a Fallout vault, but like in this world.
Yeah,
it's cool. It's really cool because other than that, they're like Vikings mixed with Native Americans, just old timey style.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's kind of like that whole quote. It's like I don't know who said it, but it was, oh, this war's gonna be like. The next World War is going to be fought with like nukes, but the World War after that is going to be fought with sticks and stones.
Right, yeah. I remember that. Call of Duty 4 had that. And when you died, it would pop up and be like, all right, shit. I was just trying to enjoy myself. Yeah, make me think about the end of the world. And I thought that I would be more interested in like, oh, I got to find this mystery. I got to find out what happened. But, like, the gameplay is so good, and the side quests are so fun, that I'm like, I'll get to it. Eventually. I'll figure out what happened eventually. But right now I can run, like, a time trial for a thing and get shards and stuff, and I'm really enjoying that.
It's like, I know Alo is trying to figure out, what's going on and, like, find out, like, who these people are that like, attacked our village and stuff. But, like... I really want to see if I can get my best time on this trial.
No joke. Like, the other night, I went and I was like, okay, I need to get to this next part. I need to find this person. And then I, like, stumbled upon a hunting ground. And I was like, I'll be doing this for the next 2 hours. This is so fun. The gameplay is so good.
It is. This is another little spoiler bit. But have you found that little vault where you use that battery cell, that power battery?
Not yet. I haven't looked into many of the vaults yet.
Oh, man. So, like, it gives me a feeling of, like, you ever play Assassin's Creed 2?
Yes, I did.
So, okay, so like, when you find, like, Ezio's armor and stuff, or, like, you find the pieces to get to it? There's this one vault near the starting village that is where you actually use that power cell you find as a little like early on in the game, and you use it on one of the nodes there, and you need to find more of it. Like there isn't just like you find the one and then you get inside, because there's like a locked door. You need 2 of them, and inside is like this crazy suit of armor that I'm like, it looks so sick that I'm like I want to wear that really badly.
Right.
And so like it's things like that really just kind of like pull me into full force. Like just take me away. I don't care. Have my wallet.
Yeah, and I think my main goal, I want to beat the game, obviously, all that, but I want to get the platinum for this because that's the main goal of games like this for me. Is like, can I complete it 100%? I don't want to miss anything, and I don't feel like it's gonna get boring. I feel like there's enough stuff in it to where I can probably easily get the platinum. It'll take a long time, but I'm not gonna be like, oh god, I'm just grinding so I can get this arbitrary fake video game trophy.
Yeah.
Which I've done in the past for achievement. Okay, through the power of editing, we're back, even though no time has passed for us.
If you want to see more of XDL, you can go follow him on Twitch at XdizzelGetsRizzel. What is it?
XdizzelGetsRizzel. Yep.
I'm a wonderful girlfriend. Woohoo. But Yeah, I haven't seen the full interview yet, so I don't know if it was mentioned at all, but apparently it's just something I want to add on. There were two things. There was some people experiencing, we'll find the words at some point, were experiencing a crash during the opening cinematic. So the game would just crash and shut down. They haven't patched it yet, but there's a really easy workaround, and let me actually look that up. Hold on.
My workaround would be you can watch it on YouTube and then skip it.
Well, no, like the game would crash. They couldn't play it.
Oh, they couldn't get past the opening cinematic?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That is brutal. Cinematic's really good. Very interesting.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
I was,
here's
like,
the step-by-step
waiting to be able to play,
workaround.
and then- Alright.
Hold on. So after the game has crashed, please restart your PS4. After your PS4 has restarted, leave the Horizon Zero Dawn disc in the PS4 for 2 hours while the PS4 is powered and on and idle. Then start the game
What
again.
the hell? Jeez,
So you
that
have to wait
sounds
2
like a
hours.
drag.
That's the step-by-step workaround that was posted on Reddit by the game company.
Gorilla.
Hold on. But yeah, by Guerrilla Games.
Well, at least they're acknowledging it and giving
Yeah.
people a way to fix it.
Yeah. And then
That
the
sucks.
other... Yeah, I would be so pissed. I'm like, I have to wait 2 freaking hours just to play my game? Patch it!
And I was able to get it a little bit early through my local GameStop, selling it the day before it came out. At,
Oh.
9. So I was like so excited to get it and play it. I would have been so sad if it didn't work.
Wow, so they gave it...
You're like, damn
well,
it.
yeah, because I guess it doesn't really matter with the PS4 because they don't actually let you play it until it's released, right?
Did I play it that night? I can't remember. I can't remember if I did because it was already pretty late.
Yeah,
Maybe
because I
not.
know... Because it's sort of like how the PS4, they'll let you, like, download it if you're buying it online. They'll let you download it before
Yeah, they'll
it's released.
pre-install it.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's... I don't own a PS4 either, so I don't know how that works.
Right. Oh, next big release for PS4, I'll let you know.
Okay, thank
Provided
you.
I can get it early like this one.
There was also a added little not teaser, but nod to Kojima's next game.
Death Stranding.
Yeah. Apparently, hold on, let me see.
Okay.
Where is it? Okay, so the teaser it's called an abandoned amuleto embendato.
Okay.
That's the Spanish. It's called the abandoned amulet. And it's very rare, and this object is only valid for the curious merchants. 6 blocks of metal oxidized twisted from one cable. And it's really only useful for exchanges with merchants. It's just like a necklace that you can
So.
wear, and it's like an exact replica of one that you can sell, and it's an exact replica of the one Norman Reedus's character wears.
Oh,
and
cool.
yeah, and it's just kind of a little nod since Guerrilla Games is also working on that game as well.
Yeah, Kojima said they're going to use the engine that Guerrilla Games used to make this game. Because
Yeah.
he had worked, when he was with Konami, he had worked on his own engine for his games there. And then when he left, they didn't let him take the engine with him. So,
They didn't. What are they going to use it for? Let's be honest.
Didn't you see they're making a Metal Gear zombie game? Come on.
It looks like trash. It does. They didn't even take the time to animate anything to make it look nice for the trailer. That's how trashy the game looks.
When the trailer came out, my brother's a big Metal Gear Solid fan. And I know he just hates Kojima now since they fired... Or not... He hates Konami because they fired Kojima.
Not Kojima. Kojima was
he
the
loves
man who
Kojima.
saved Metal Gear.
Yeah, everyone loves Kojima, but he hates Konami. And so when the trailer for that game came out, I just texted him. I was like, "That new Metal Gear game looks good," and he was like, "Don't ever text me again."
I don't blame him because Konami has literally fucked themselves. They are gonna be out of business within a year. I guarantee it. Because, well, not a year, but eventually, because they aren't, the pachinko business they were trying to get into
Right.
didn't work out.
That's
at
unfortunate.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And then also, Metal Gear. The reason why they're making a Metal Gear game is that it's the only game that they have to do, like, it has its whole own tax bracket. That's how much they sold of that game.
Right.
So they screwed themselves when they got rid of Kojima. They created an enemy out of the gamer community. You know, you've seen, there's things everywhere where they've tried to, like, fix it, and it's just like, no, you burnt that bridge. You knew what you were doing. You had the option to not, you know. They're never going to get that new Silent Hill game that everyone was so excited for.
Fuck them. It looked so good. The playable trailer, so good.
They fucked themselves so hard.
Yeah.
But that's another story.
That was actually my most successful night of streaming ever, when I streamed PT with Eric and Timur. Because, like, nobody really has it anymore. So, like, it's super rare that people can stream it. But I never deleted it from my console, so still got that shit. Never
That was a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
I should have downloaded. Could you download it to your computers? I forget. I think
have no
you could.
idea. But if you want to play it, we'll
should've.
stream it sometime.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I still have it.
Yeah, we'll have to, like, in, like, 3 years. Remember that game?
Right
Remember
before
that
Death
game?
Stranding comes out,
That's actually a really good idea.
we'll play that. As long as my PS4 doesn't die somehow.
Hopefully not. I mean, hopefully, if anything, if, like, the PS5 comes out, just, like, take everything off the PS4 except for that game, and then just, like, sell it for $250,000.
True. I might be sitting on something here.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, man.
I think that's pretty much it for Horizon Dawn. I mean, obviously I'm excited about it, but you guys probably talked about that in the interview that I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, we pretty much just, like, we're like, oh my god, this game's so good. That was the whole interview. It's like, this game, it's amazing. So fun. Alright, so the next topic is way more in your warehouse than mine, so you're going to have to take the lead on it.
Will do. I got all sorts of, like, cool facts about this. It's okay.
Alright. There we go. It's there. Take it away.
Okay. So we're moving on to Orisa, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So if you know anything about Overwatch or pay attention to anything Overwatch, a new tank hero came out. Her name is Orisa, and she is a giant robot who is kind of like a centaur. And I guess she's not actually a centaur. Her design is based off, is it her skin? Yes, she has 2 legendary skins that are based off like an elephant beetle, and she's just like this awesome centaur mom. And I guess her backstory is, yes, she's a 1-month-old centaur mom. Like, if you look at her bio, I think they literally put it, she's 1 month old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Jeez.
like they just made her. So there's this girl named, I think it's Effie. It's EFI. I'm not quite sure how it's pronounced, but she lives in Numbani, which is the city where it's like, what do you call it there?
I don't know.
Crap. It's the one where the Omnics and the humans are living in peace, and it's this beautiful futuristic city. And basically what happens, someone steals the Doomfist. So we're assuming this is going to be the new Doomfist. And he goes apeshit on the airport, and that's like the starting base at the, if you've ever played that map where you start at the airport and stuff.
Okay.
He goes apeshit, and this girl, she's like a child genius, you know, she's been on the news and stuff. She sees him just plow through these security robots that are there to protect the city, and she goes,
The
no,
M15s, right?
Huh?
M15s, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So she just goes, okay, well, you know, I'm gonna make these better, because they could be better, because the problem is she's like they don't have feelings, they're not, they're not heroes. They're an army. They're a brainless army, and that's fine. They do a good job at what they do. It's just that they don't think or feel.
Hold on a sec.
So,
hold on. Can you just repeat from their brainless army, just because Skype wigged out for a sec?
Oh, okay. Well, they're a brainless army. So she decided, I'm going to go and take one of these robots and build something better. So she does. So she goes and she builds Orisa, and there's like, she's a very adorable robot, and I kind of get like Jenny the Teenage Robot vibe from her at first, where she has like all these powers and stuff, but she doesn't really know how to socialize with people. People are shipping her with Diva's Mecha. It's
what about Bastion? They're not shipping her with Bastion?
Bastion has his bird. He's happy.
Oh, okay.
He's a small child. Let him. Yeah. So, something that was really odd is that a lot of people thought Doomfist would be the next hero to come out, because Terry Crews has been like hinting at it and been like, yeah, I'm the new voice of Doomfist and this and that and stuff, which I think is an interesting choice, because we're not quite sure where he's going to set yet on the good versus evil. Obviously he's going to be like, how do I explain it? Overwatch characters, they kind of have this balance, and then there's people like in between. So you're either one of the three groups. The in between groups are like Junkrat and Roadhog, and they're people who they don't care. They don't care about doing the right thing. They don't care about doing the bad thing. They just they care about themselves. Okay. And so I think Sombra would qualify as that too, even though she's technically with Talon. Then you have the people who are bad. And, like, by bad, they just want to fuck things up. Like, they have no good motives, and they just want to destroy everyone. So that's like, crap, what's his name? Reaper.
Yeah,
I almost called him Emo Kid.
Emo.
Oh my god. Reaper and Widowmaker. In the middle, obviously, I think Zarya's kind of in the middle too. And then you have the people who are purely good intentions. They just want to help people. They just want to do the right thing. And like they're generally 76. The good side. Soldier 76, I think, would be more of a middle character, because he wants to. Here's why. He wants to hurt people. That's his main goal, because he wants to get justice for Overwatch.
Gotcha.
He doesn't necessarily want to do the right thing. He's not like Mei. He's not like Winston. He's not like Tracer. They all have truly pure intentions. They want to help people. They want to make the world a better place, which is where Orisa falls.
Okay.
So this is another one on the good scale. So Doomfist is either going to be one of those middle characters who has the intention just to do whatever he wants, or he's going to be a bad character.
Gotcha.
Obviously there are people who fall in like the gray space or whatever, but yeah, I would consider him like a middle character just because his motives are not the best.
Gotcha. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for this character. I'm definitely going to use her when I play again. And then I'm excited for Terry Crews to eventually show up.
Yeah. What I like about... I love Terry Crews too. I love him so much. He's just a good person.
Yeah,
I think
he's the man.
He's the man. Even when he messes up, like, he calls out his own mess ups and comes out about it, and he's like, I'm gonna let you guys know about this, and it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. I fucked up.
Right.
I don't know if you remember that when he came out about his porn addiction.
I didn't know if we wanted to, like, say it, but yeah, I do remember. I was like,
yeah, I'll say it. I thought that was really cool how he came forward and it's like, I'm correcting myself. I'm getting help. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. This has ruined my life. And I think that's really cool. I also think something that is just really neat is how diverse. Like, we're really getting a diverse range of characters, like story wise, and just it's just so good. It's so good, and every time I see people more like complain about it or get upset about something Overwatch does, it's like, it just, looking at it is so, if you just look at the cast, it looks so much better this way.
Yeah. Do people complain about the diversity in Overwatch?
All the time.
Yeah,
I think the newest complaint. Oh yeah. Right now the biggest complaint is a lot of people are actually pissed. They're like, another girl character, all the new heroes have been girls, which we know we're getting Doomfist, first of all. And second of all, there's still technically one more boy character. Like, I counted this out. After Orisa came out, there's still technically one more boy character than there are girl characters in the game. Right. So it's not like it's unevenly proportionate.
Right, yeah. It's trying to catch up.
Basically. Yeah. Basically, that's what they've been doing. Which, yeah, it does make sense. And it's, I don't know, it's just really cool. I'm happy with it, just because people are like, it shouldn't be diverse for the sake of diversity. And if you look at the cast, it's very clearly not that. They literally just came to the realization, maybe not making all of our characters look the same and giving them, like, actual personal stories and stuff will make them more interesting and appealing. And it's working for them, I think. I think it's working very, very well. If they were trying to, like, force diversity, you would be able to tell. It wouldn't be well done, it wouldn't be well studied, and it wouldn't be visually interesting.
Oh, I definitely think, like, it's a beautiful game. Like, looking at it, you just look at it and you're like, oh, I need to play that. It's so colorful. And then, like, the gameplay itself is really great. And to people complaining about diversity, it's like, if you don't add these characters, you might not appeal to people. And if you don't appeal to people, then you're not selling more games and you're not getting more people into it. Like, Jenny, my girlfriend, she loves Overwatch. She pretty much, this is the only game she plays, and she plays it all the time. And, like, she never would have gotten into, like, a competitive shooting game, if it wasn't for Overwatch. And part of the reason she got into it, I don't want to put words in her mouth, but probably because there were a lot of female characters in it. It was more appealing to a gamer like her,
Yeah, and, I mean, it's sort of like, even I'm not a first-person shooter person. Like, growing up, you're gonna hate me, but I hated Call of Duty.
No, it makes sense.
Like, I just didn't like it. I couldn't bring myself to like it. There was just nothing in it, to bring really my attention.
It's a very bro game, especially the more, like, recent installments.
The what?
The more recent installments are very bro shooter.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not... When you are more inclusive in a way that, like, you try to appeal to more than just one group of people, it's really gonna benefit them more, because I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not like these groups of gamers have not existed. Like, I was talking to my mom and she's like, no, I played video games when I was your age.
Right.
I played the Atari and stuff. They just got excluded from the beginning. It wasn't that they weren't there, they were just excluded outright.
Right.
So now it's like people are complaining that they're being included because they feel like they're not getting the same attention, obviously, that they get all the time. And it's just like, you have a million games where you are the center of attention.
Right.
And even the funny thing is that there are still, it's not like there aren't any, like, white guys in this game. You have McCree, you have Jack,
Soldier
it's
76. Like, Mr. Call of Duty.
Yep. Like, literally, there are so many, there are characters that are made to appeal to you in this game.
Well, and I will say, like, Soldier 76 being kind of a Call of Duty character kind of helped someone like me who was like, oh, I want to play this game, but like all these people do all this different stuff. I don't know how to use their abilities. Oh, this guy just has a gun and like shoots. Okay, this is like my first character that I'll use. You know?
Yeah, that's what I like about Soldier 76 is he's a very good introductory character because he doesn't have like super crazy powers. He's very basic, and that was obviously the point of going with him with the tutorial character and designing him the way he is. I just wish he wasn't his character. He's a butt. I don't know how else to explain it.
Right. Well, I haven't seen any of the movies or anything. So I did watch a long video, like a 17-minute long video of one of the developers explaining Orisa's backstory. And I was like, man, I wish they animated this. This is kind of awkward, the guy just sitting there.
They have the developer, not the developer update, but they do have a sort of like animatic where it's not like fully illustrated, but it's like a cinematic thing with like some very basic animation and really gorgeous art. So
cool.
you can check that afterwards. It's really
absolutely
nice to look at.
Cool.
Oh, and I looked up the girl's name who made her. Her name is she's actually only 10 years old. Her name is hold on, where'd it go? Crap, I lost it.
Oh no. Well, oh, you got it.
11-year-old scientist Effie Oladella?
Right.
Oladella?
Odella.
I can't pronounce it. EFIOLADELE. I'm horrible with names. You can ask X.
Oh man. Well, yeah, and I never understand when people are like complaining like, oh, if it's not a guy, I can't get into the character. I don't get that. You know, like I'm playing Horizon. The main character is Aloy, and obviously she's a girl. But I never think about like, oh, she's a girl. I'm just like, oh man, she's a badass. Like this character's badass. You know, like so as a guy, it doesn't bother me. But as a girl, they might look at it and be like, oh, I want to play that game now because there's a female protagonist. So it's like a good thing, you know.
Yeah, and the thing is that like with a lot of female characters in like previous games, it's one of those things where it's like you gotta, how do I explain it? The characters usually aren't very interesting. Like you have basically two types of girls in a lot of older games. It's the really sexy like badass girl, or it's like the really reserved like, oh, I'm so cute, but I'm totally useless and I'm going to fuck up the game and make you hate me.
Right.
Like
Ashley.
those were your
Resident Evil
options.
4.
And it's sort of like, that's so boring after a while, and it's just nice to see something try to be its own thing. Like I don't mind sexy girl characters. I love sexy girl characters. I love reserved girl characters. But it's so boring when that's all you give me. Like, give me girls with personality and diverse, like it's not just about design. It's like everything about them. Like, give me fully realized characters. Don't just give me. It's sort of like when you get imagine every guy in every game was Chris Redfield. Okay. Like it would be like that.
Right.
Basically.
So the sexy guy character.
Yeah, and it's like, look, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I just wish there was something else.
Right, and if that's what you like, there's plenty of games where that is the whole thing. Gears of War, you know.
Yeah,
Resident
there
Evil
are tons
5,
of games.
like, you know, the bro dudes, Call of Duty, like, those games are like not strictly, obviously, women can play it, but like, it's trying to be for the bros.
Yeah. It's very clear who it's trying to appeal to, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just...
No, I love Gears of War.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, and a lot of girls, like, play Gears of War and stuff, too. It's just, give us something with a little bit of different.
Yeah, and in high school, like, I'd play Call of Duty with my friend Kayla, and she was much fucking better than I was. She was a badass at that game.
Was Kayla the person who showed up that one time?
Yeah, and then left immediately. Yeah. She was like, oh, you're filming something? Yeah.
Sorry, Kayla, we're throwing you under the bus.
But, you know, it's fine because I just said you were a badass at Call of Duty, so good with the bad.
So I think that's our last topic, unless you wanted to talk about Mass Effect.
I think we can definitely touch on it because we were gonna do a whole thing with the monologue, but then it wasn't working out. So we'll just talk about it now and then close out the show.
Yeah, fuck the monologue. Sorry, Brian.
That's okay. I just wrote it. It's fine. It's whatever. Next week there'll be a monologue.
Yeah. Next week. So, if you haven't heard, Mass Effect Andromeda, they canceled the multiplayer beta. And I don't believe they've actually given a reason for it. They were just like, by the way, it's not happening. But you can still check it out at PAX East.
Right. Which you're going to be going to.
Yes. But
Yes.
I probably won't be checking that out
Okay.
because I really want to play Mass Effect. I really, really do.
Yeah.
But I know nothing about the series as of now except the fact that there are a lot of hot girls you can bang,
Oh, wow. Okay.
including female aliens. And there's this one person who's like, I don't know. There are some thirsty bitches in this game apparently.
That's
That's
fine.
all
You
I
can
know.
you can pick between playing as a guy or a girl in that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's some. I don't know about the guy characters though. I just know that the girls are all really cute.
Right. There's no Commander Shepard. I know that.
Yeah, in this one, and there's gonna be softcore porn. Like, it's going to have full frontal nudity, which
Interesting.
which I don't think is common in a lot of games right now. But
Can't think of any.
the only one I can think of that might even come close is The Witcher, but
Oh, right.
that wasn't
yeah.
like there was never any penis, just boobas,
Right.
some ass
man.
maybe.
There was sex on a unicorn in that game.
Yes.
So
Wait, who made Witcher?
that was the Polish developer. God, people watching this are going to be like, oh, man, they really are fake gamers because they can't think of the name. Where's Alex when you need him?
I don't know. Well, anyway, I know that BioWare has done like full-on booty calls before, like because I haven't played Dragon Age Inquisitors yet. I heard the game itself was actually not that good, but I really like some of the characters, like Dorian. Dorian is bae for life, and there's like this gif where he's like standing full nudity, like facing the other way, but you can totally see his ass. It's just there.
Oh, man. I'm going to
A+.
see the name. Who published The Witcher? Looking
I
it up
know.
live.
I
right
know. Yeah. I know Mass Effect has already been titled or labeled M15 in Australia.
now. Oh, interesting. So nobody can get it other than people over 15?
No, I think it's like strictly adults because it's like mature 15 or whatever. So you have to be 18 or older to get Mass Effect Andromeda in Australia, probably, unless 15 is the age in the age of adulthood in Australia. I don't know about Australian laws.
Yeah, me either. Okay, never use Yahoo search because it will never give you what you're looking for. Yes, CD Projekt Red. That's the name of them.
Ah.
Oh my God, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really happy. Who created Horizon Dawn Zero?
Wait, what?
Who created Horizon?
Oh, Gorilla.
Right. Oh no, I think there is this like huge fascination right now with games where you can pretty much choose what kind of person you want to be.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot just because, growing up, we didn't have that. That was like, this is the story, this is the track you follow.
Yeah.
You're this kind of person. You don't get any options. You don't get any say in this.
Yeah, no, I like it as well. Like in Fallout 4, I made this character, and then I was like giving my own backstory, because it's like, oh, they don't really give you a backstory before the game starts, so, I'm just going to customize this character and put my own spin on it. And then play the game and be like, okay, every choice I make is going to be motivated by this backstory I came up with, and it makes it more immersive.
Yeah, or like just in general, like with what do you call it? Like with games like I can't think of the name of the company. Fuck my life. They made the games with like Wolf Among Us.
Oh,
you
Telltale.
You really get to decide, where the story's going in a sense.
Right.
Or you just look like how much of what you really understand of what's going on and stuff. I mean, what I kind of like about the Telltale games is whenever I watch people play them, I get to see how much they suck. But that's beside the point.
If you want to see Maggie and I play a Telltale game, it was a stream we did over the summer for charity. It's on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah. Did you guys ever finish uploading all of that?
Yeah, I think it's on the second channel, Telaco TV. Just like a shit ton of videos because they're all broken into 15-minute chunks. Yeah, and I guess I can announce it. We're in very preliminary steps of putting together another charity stream. So that will happen at some point.
At some point.
Yeah. Sooner rather than later. I'll put it that way.
Sooner rather than later?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably in the next 2 weeks we'll have a date, and then we'll announce it and hype it up, and yeah, it'll be good.
Okay. So I think that pretty much sums everything up.
Right. No,
Yeah,
I think it was
that was
good first episode. The technical difficulties aside, that's why it's not on Twitch, but it will be better. The way that we did it, it will make the final product better. So I think, that's worth it.
Yeah, and I mean, eventually we'll stream. Oh gosh. Oh well, I guess. Yeah. So this is So we definitely. I think this is gonna be like an hour-long episode. That's okay, but that's fine. That works.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for joining us for the first episode of Those Fake Gamers. Anything you wanted to say, Brian?
Sure. Follow me on Twitter at @theFakeBmar, and go to my YouTube channel, The Last of the Good Ones, where I make jokes and sometimes tell people Mr. Clean fucked my wife. You see that there.
And you can like and subscribe if you want to see more of this show and more of me and maybe sometimes more of Brian. When
Maybe
we collab.
sometimes. And
if
more
I'm feeling
episodes
nice.
of this show.
Yep, and more episodes of this show in the future, and get notifications about whenever I upload. So if you ever want to see more of my videos, which I don't know why you would. Anyway.
Get down there and subscribe right now.
Don't do it.
It's not how it's supposed to.
Okay, no, please do it, actually. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone.
See ya. And that's it.
Could I explain what has happened here? I get a feeling like no other when you are near. The diagnostic console's winking at me. I gotta reboot and then maybe you'll see. We're living in a digital wasteland. We're living in a digital wasteland. We're living in a digital wasteland. We're living in a digital wasteland.